wondering what limitations there are in the CFA knowledge or general charter or charter general I should be aware of and make sure I do not limit my future success. You know, this, I don't know, man. I'm not sure how many, does Ray Dalio have a fucking CFA level blah, blah, blah? I don't know, he might, I'm not sure. He might, I'm not sure. You know, I didn't need to have this certification to deal with the masses. You know, if I'm not mistaken, this is just a test to be a fiduciary, basically. Am I wrong about this? That's what they think about CFA too. So, so you made millions of dollars, you made millions of dollars, you made millions of dollars, a couple others, and you don't have a CFA? Oh yeah, you don't need a CFA to be a fucking multimillionaire, it looks like. You got CFA?
Nope.
Do you? One of the multimillionaires has a CFA. So, help me with the question then. So, you know, he says, you know, what else do I need to know to be, you know, to not limit your future success? How has that helped you? Is it actually useful something? What do people do this for?
I found it very useful in budgeting, and in order to double check that the ideas I had, it's like basically a sounding board. I used it more for mentoring than anything else.
So it's a social group that you can ask other finance nerds. You know, certified financial analyst, yeah? Is that what it stands for, certified financial analyst?
Correct.
I think that's correct. So you can talk to other finance nerds and for budgeting.
It also provided me with a set of standards, and it allowed me to realize that I wanted to achieve more than what advice I was given, and so it made me realize I had to go in a different direction.
Gotcha. So what he most learned from his CFA is how to budget, and that he should get the fuck away from those people and go do something else. He had to go in a different direction. So I'll take that for a summary statement. Hey, I'm not knocking the CFA, man. If you know, look, there's a lot worse things you could do with your time. All right, there's a lot worse things you could do with your time, but I don't think, you know, my accountant's got some fancy shit like this, and I know I make a lot more money than he does. So you know, I don't. Some of these certifications, and you know, look, I think education is great, but is it pragmatically useful? That would be the filter in my mind. You know, so sincere answer without jokes is like, is it pragmatically useful? Is this going to lead to the accomplishment of a goal or something that you have in mind? And if it is, then, you know, go for it. That's great. You know, that's great. And you know, I studied a lot of finance stuff. I took 6 accounting classes or so. I don't want to be an accountant, but I still took 6 accounting classes because, like, well, if you can't read financial statements in depth, and you know, if you can't build financial statements, and if you can't read financial statements, then you kind of don't know what the fuck is going on with the business, you know. So I studied a lot of nuances of accounting that is a deadly boring topic to me. Really, I don't actually enjoy it, but I'm like, well, but it was a means to an end that, like, I can look at any sort of financial statements and, you know, see things that you just wouldn't see if you had your intro class and that was it. You know, you just see nuance and detail, and you know the evil that's done in the footnotes. And you can go look at all the footnotes where all the evil lies, and then reinterpret that of like, all right, so they essentially they lied here and lied there, and then reconciled that down here in a way that most people are too stupid to understand. So it's not actually fraud, but it's in effect a fraud, you know? And you know, and that's every publicly traded company. So, you know, if you can't read the footnotes and understand what's really going on in the financial statements, you can have a very skewed view of what's happening in a business. So, but again, I didn't want to spend my life being an accountant. I just wanted to understand, you know, read and understand what the hell is going on, so you could be informed. And you know, another thing for business people, and I agree with you said, Mike, that I don't think there's anything mystical about accounting or finance. That, you know, anybody with a decent functioning brain can learn those structures. But you're kind of not really respected in business if you can't read financial statements or, you know, understand accounting. You know, it's you're going to have limitations in people's ability to respect you. You know. Well, I mean, I had financial transactions last Tuesday. This Tuesday, I had closing on a property, and the attorney sends me a closing statement, you know, over the weekend, and you know, there's 3 accounting errors on it, and 2 of them were not in my favor, and 1 was. So I had to tell him about 2 of those, and we had to get 2 of those fixed. I had to get those 2 fixed. So, you know, if you couldn't read a simple closing statement and understand the debits and credits, you know, that. It would have been bad if I didn't fix those couple things.